Prophet's shoes, alayhi salatu salam, named as Naalain, copied from the same original looking shoe, or is it just self-made? They place this drawing and kiss it. Is it permissible? This is a total innovation. It is totally haram. And this is practiced by the super Sufis. They write or they draw a sandal on a piece of paper like this, and they hang it on the wall, saying that it's good for protection, it's good for bringing good luck. And I've seen in their books that they say this is one of the best ways of healing. So if you cannot have his shoes, alayhi salatu salam, the least you could do is draw a sandal and then place the sandals on your eyes, and it will heal your illnesses. And all of this is baseless, fabricated lies that do not relate to Islam. It's an innovation, and it's totally prohibited to practice, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. And take a second patch afterwards. Naalain from the UK, he says that a clarification of a question he posted yesterday, that the deceased, a person who died, did not write a will to give something to his non-Muslim children. He has Muslim children. So we know that 1/3 of your will you can donate and give away in your will to anyone who is not an heir, who's not inheriting. So he said that he did not write a will. Akhi, if he did not write a will, and he did not verbally say it in front of 2 male witnesses, then they cannot take a penny out of it. Except in one case, when all the other heirs decide to do that willingly, meaning the deceased widow, the Muslim children, his parents, if they are alive, they are all heirs and they have a portion of the will. If they willingly say and come up front and say, no, we are willing to give 1/3 of our share to our beloved deceased departed man, non-Muslims' children. This is permissible, but this won't be a will. This would be a gift. So whether they give half of it, they would give the whole thing, they would give 1%, this is up to them, but it is not part of the will. And his second question, he did not know that we limited the questions to one. So Jazakallah khair, he made a clarification of 2 questions. But ma'lish, we have a policy to keep our customers coming. We don't want them to go elsewhere. His second question was about his nephew, if he had a nephew. If I recall yesterday, that he said that the deceased did not have parents, no wife, no children. He had a nephew. So I clearly answered that, and I said, if this nephew is a paternal nephew, the son of his brother, means that he's an heir. He will inherit. So if he did not have any other siblings, anyone else to inherit with him, in this case, by default, the whole thing goes to him. So whether he puts a 1/3 in his will, in his name or not, the whole inheritance, the whole thing goes to him. But if he has siblings or other cousins who would inherit as well, because they were paternal cousins of the deceased, in this case, such a will of 1/3 is invalid and cannot be executed. Fez from India, he says, what is loving for the sake of Allah? The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, in a beautiful hadith, and I think there is a lecture or more on my YouTube channel on this topic. A beautiful, authentic hadith without any doubt. The Prophet says, alayhi salatu wasalam, 3 things, if a person has them in him, he would find the sweetness of Iman. Imagine, Iman has a taste. One of them, without going to the whole thing, go and see the lecture. One of them is to love someone and to love him only for the sake of Allah. And they meet on this love and they depart on that love. And this is taken from the 7 under the shade of Allah Azza wa Jal. But the hadith, وَأَنْ يُحِبَّ الْمَرْءَ لَا يُحِبُّهُ إِلَّا لِلَّهِ. To love someone and he loves him only for the sake of Allah. I love Brother Faiz because he's rich. And whenever I'm with him, he always pays the bill when we have lunch or dinner. I love Brother Faiz because he's influential. He knows people in the government. He knows people in important places. I love him because he's funny. He's always cracking jokes. I love him because he is helpful. Whenever I need something, he gives a helping hand. All of this is not for the sake of Allah. I love Brother Fez because he prays Fajr in the first row in the masjid. I love him because he memorizes the Quran. I love him because whenever I speak to him, he said, Jazakallahu khairan. And whenever I do something for him, he said, Ghafarallahu lak wa rahimallahu, and he makes dua for me. I love him because every time I sit with him, I learn a new meaning of an ayah or a hadith or a fiqh ruling. I love him because he is so kind to his parents, wife, children, and has good character. This is love for the sake of Allah. So whatever gets a person closer to Allah and you love him for these characteristics, this is for the sake of Allah, and Allah knows best. Nouri from Bangladesh has a long question, and in short, the marriage was done with a boy without the consent of the father or the approval of the father. And the Prophet said, alayhi salam, La nikaha illa bi wali. There is no marriage valid without the consent and approval and the proposal of the wali, the guardian. After 2 years, she came back to her family, complaining that she was beaten up by her so-called husband. Now, after 6 years, they don't know where the whereabouts of the boy, and they want her to get married to someone else. But they don't know if he divorced or not. This kind of complicated matters can only be resolved at a Muslim court where you're from. So you're from Bangladesh, go to the Muslim court and talk to the Muslim judge, show him the credentials, the papers. Oh, we don't have a contract, Sheikh. How did you make the marriage? There was only a Maulana and 2 male witnesses. Go get the Maulana and the 2 male witnesses to testify. Oh, we can't allocate them. Tough bananas. Go to the court or do whatever you want, call the Interpol, because I will not give you a fatwa that the marriage is invalid and you can marry whoever you wish, because the vast majority of the people in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, follow the Hanafi madhab, which states that a marriage is valid without the consent of the guardian, which is totally wrong. And this goes against the madhab of Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad, and the vast majority of the scholars of Islam, including the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, which is crystal clear. But we cannot give a fatwa for a specific case like this without the Muslim ruler, the Muslim judge intervening and looking into it. Aisha from Singapore, she says, what are the supplications of sleep? This is too long, Aisha. There are a number of things that the Prophet used to do, alayhi salam. You'll find this on my website, and you'll find it also in the Fortress of the Muslim, the book that everybody knows. But in short, the Prophet ﷺ used to deal with going to bed as any form of worship, full dedication and devotion. So he would cup his hands, he would blow first, then he would recite قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدْ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِالْفَلَقِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِالنَّاسِ in them. Then he wipes all the parts of his body to the best of his ability. Then he repeats this process second time and third time. He would recite Ayat al-Kursi. He would recite Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar 33 times each. And the 33rd time, which is Allahu Akbar, he would add another one, so it would become 34. And then he would recite the last 2 ayahs of Surah Al-Baqarah. He would recite Surah Tabarak, Surah Al-Sajda, Surah Al-Zumar, Surah Al-Isra. And then there are a number of supplications that he would recite. So you have to go and choose whatever is possible for you, inshaAllah Azza wa Jal.